Good morning, Facebook family and friends. Today it is Friday, July 28th, 2017. Yesterday, the sheriff of DeKalb County here in Atlanta pled guilty to charges of misdemeanor charge of being arrested in Piedmont Park for exposing himself to an undercover police officer and then running from the police. This happened a few months ago. And he finally, after fighting these charges for several months, made the decision that we all knew was inevitable, was that he was going to have to begin the process of pleading guilty to this. So this is what happened in the court yesterday. Let me read this real quick. The DeKalb County Sheriff has pleaded guilty to charges arising from his late-night rendezvous with the police. He's free to go back to his job of keeping other criminals locked up. Mann was accused of exposing himself to a stranger who turned out to be a cop and then fleeing. He was initially booked with charges of indecency and obstruction on May the 6th. Under a deal reached with prosecutors Thursday, the decency charge was dropped. Mann instead pleaded guilty to prohibited conduct that night in Piedmont Park, as well as the original obstruction count. He was ordered to pay $2,000 in fines and perform 80 hours of community service, which he already completed this month by volunteering for Hosea Williams' Feed the Hungry. He was also banished from all City of Atlanta parks for 6 months. Mann's guilty plea will not have an immediate effect on his job as the county's top law enforcement officer, since he was reelected to a 4-year term in November. The sheriff will retain his position, which pays $150,000 a year, unless his license is revoked or voters petition to recall him from office. He was already suspended by the governor for 40 days because of the situation. He only said one word in the courtroom, and that was guilty. He didn't elaborate or return a message seeking comment. His political opponents watching Mann from the courtroom benches said he should resign or be removed from office. He does not have the respect from the men and women who serve the office, said Harold Dennis, a business owner and Republican who ran against Mann last year. Now he has to see if he can keep his certification. It should be very interesting to see how this plays out over the next few weeks. I personally believe that Sheriff Mann should step down from office. I think this man, I find it hard to believe that the DeKalb Sheriff Jeff Mann had no clue the activities that he was participating in. He was caught with his penis out late at night in an area well known for sexual activity for other gay men, gay and bisexual men at the park. They arrest people at that park nightly and consistently. I don't think he should remain in office. He should have stepped down. But when you get, it's kind of hard for him to walk away from that $150,000 a year. So I can imagine that nigga ain't going no place no time soon. He need that money. So I understand his pain with that one. But he should have thought about that. He should have thought about that before he went his ass into that park late at night on May the 6th and pulled out his penis. As to why a man who's older than me with such a great job as a DeKalb County Sheriff would go down to Piedmont Park, park his government vehicle on a side street, and walk over to that park, think that he was going to fool around and get him some hanky-panky at the midnight hour, makes no sense to me. This man pretty much risked his entire career on jacking off with another man or having some type of sex with another man in that park. The funny thing is, to me, this is not his first time doing this. I'm sure this man has done this plenty of times in various parks and public places around the city. A lot of people probably could not identify who he was. Some people might know who he is, and they just don't, because they're doing the same shit themselves. Funny, this is the thing I don't understand about these types of guys. I personally had 2 relationships back to back where I caught the individuals I was dating coming out of Piedmont Park. Back to back, 2 relationships under these circumstances. 2 smart, college-educated men in Piedmont Park late at night having sex with other guys in the park. So I know the guys do this. So when this sheriff was originally arrested on this charge, I knew for a fact that he had in fact, I know he had fact done exactly what they said he was accused of doing. That officer was not a fool. This is what the officer who arrested him, that's his patrol. He's always in that park at nighttime. This was no mistake. This sheriff was in there doing exactly as he said. He was in there masturbating his penis out in the open. This is my problem with this. The DeKalb County Sheriff, very handsome, rather attractive guy at this. Yes, I guess that doesn't make any difference. But to me, very handsome guy. He could have been in his home enjoying the comfort and the privacy of his home, doing whatever he wanted to with any other guy he wanted to. Why would you risk your career, your job, your income, to go to a park late at night, risking getting arrested with what happened, to participate in something like this? Something's wrong with this man mentally. He's unstable because he should have known better than to go down to this park and participate in something like that. The two other guys that I caught, both those guys are HIV positive. One have been in and out of hospitals, all type of health issues. The other one, I saw him, ooh, Lord, I was like, who hit you with the ugly stick? That nigga used to be fine as hell, not anymore. He looked like, wow. When I saw him, I was like, oh my God, this man, his face, it was just not good. But I mean, that's what happens when you get HIV. Not everyone, today these young kids don't understand that they get HIV and they tend to still look rather attractive. Back then, because of the medications and the issues surrounding HIV, it was a life-changing, altering physically to change your appearance too. Sorry, because I know a lot of guys who are HIV positive today who don't look nothing like what they used to look like. And these two niggas I was dating, both handsome, attractive, got college-educated men in Piedmont Park having sex with other guys. He needs to step down. It doesn't make any sense for him to continue to have that position and be over those. He's the highest law enforcement officer in DeKalb County. This is not good. But I know he ain't going no place. They're going to have to force his ass out of office. And the only way that's going to happen is the voters of DeKalb County do a petition to recall his vote, which would never happen because the vast majority of voters in DeKalb County are black. And they don't have time for this nonsense. They're too busy trying to keep the lights on, keep their mortgages paid, and pay their taxes to DeKalb County so they don't lose their damn house. They don't have time to be worried about this crazy nigga being in Piedmont Park with his penis out. They have moved on. So that won't happen. Or he could lose his certification to, there's a certain type of certification that he could lose. It could be revoked. Then he would be in trouble. Then he may have to step down. But he just was reelected in November. He's got 4 years left. I don't have mixed feelings about this because this man should have known better. He should have known better. You got to realize that people, a few years ago in Piedmont Park, there was a young man in Piedmont Park who got stabbed to death. Late at night, he was in there doing whatever. I guess he was in there having sex with other people too. And something happened and somebody put out a knife and stabbed him to death. Now, I've heard in the rumor mill that this was this man's lover at the time, came into the park, called him in there, and proceeded to stab him to death. I don't think that this was you hear all this stuff through the grapevine. That is very small, so I don't doubt there might not be some truth to that, or someone he was dating at the time realized the nigga was in the park getting his groove on. I personally had never understood guys to go down to these parks and public places and participate in this type of stuff. It's too risky, too dangerous. I would never do it, but I know that there are a lot of people who do this. I'm very curious to hear you all's thoughts and opinions about whether or not the sheriff should step down, though. I mean, are you all happy with the outcome of this so far? Or should he begin looking for other things to do at this time? Since he likes to be at Piedmont Park late at night, maybe he needs to give up working for the DeKalb County Sheriff to free his schedule up a little bit more so he can go do participate in that type of stuff. But anyway, I'm curious to hear you all's opinions, and I'm going to work on this video. I said I was going to make a video about my trip to Jamaica. And I was down in Jamaica. This is my second trip to Jamaica. And you always see the people talking about these negative connotations about gays in Jamaica. There's a whole lot of gay men in Jamaica, let me tell you. A lot of them. So anyway, let me work on this video real quick. Today is Friday, July 28th, 2017. I'll be back in a few minutes with my Jamaica video. I'm out. Bye.